guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a video today to share with you what it looks like inside of a Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. Now, I've had a number of people ask me about this. Obviously, in my reviews, I mentioned internal lining materials and internal structures with a lot of these shoes that obviously don't have a big enough opening to where you can see inside of them. So instead of cutting the shoe in half, which can alter things, and obviously you're not looking at a final product that you'd be able to wear on your feet anymore. What I've actually done is I've got a special camera that allows me to record and take pictures of what exactly is going on inside of this shoe. So we're going to take a look at that in today's video. I'm going to break down everything that is going on, and you'll have a much better idea of what exactly is happening inside of a Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. If you guys end up enjoying this video, don't forget to leave a like. So without further ado, let's get right into it, literally. So there are 5 different things worth talking about in regards to what's happening inside of the Superfly 5. Keep in mind that I've removed the insole for this because obviously we already know what the insole looks like. That's clear to see because we can take it out. But I figured it'd be better without the insole just so you can see exactly what's happening at the base of the sole, because there's some interesting stuff there, and you get to see how cleanly everything is finished off on the inside as well. So to start things off, let's talk about the main interior liner, which is a white color, very thin kind of synthetic material. I'm not sure exactly what you would call it, but that lines pretty much the entire inside of the shoe. The reasoning for that thin synthetic liner is mainly for structural reasons. Yes, you do have a Flyknit material with flywire cables built into that, and it does have decent thickness to it, especially in comparison to what we got from the Superfly 4, but at the same time, you still have to have some structural integrity to the upper for the simple fact that there's going to be a lot of stress put on this material while you're wearing it on your feet. If you think about a 180-pound soccer player, let's say even a 160-pound soccer player running at full tilt and then trying to change direction, there's going to be a lot of pressure put on the shoes in general. So you want to have some kind of extra structure to what is otherwise just a knitted material for the shoe to maintain a good level of responsiveness and just not be unstable in general. So that's the first element of what's happening inside of the Superfly 5. While on the topic of internal structure, you've probably noticed the black piece that's stitched on top in the forefoot area. You basically have 2 kind of looping pieces on either side of the forefoot, and then a bar that goes right across at the base of where the lacing system ends. Again, the reasoning for that extra piece of synthetic material on the inside liner is to add as much structural integrity to the high wear zones or high stress zones on the upper as possible. Again, you can have this soft knitted material for the sake of the sock-like sensation and comfort level, but at the same time, they don't want to sacrifice having not enough responsiveness, not enough structure in the shoe, so your foot's sliding around, you're going to get a ton of rollover. They have to add something to it in order to maintain a very responsive feel, which they've done successfully here without taking away from the softness and general sock-like sensation of the Flyknit upper. So again, I think that given the way this shoe feels on your feet, you would never really know that that internal piece is there in the forefoot, but I can guarantee you that it's definitely there for a reason, and it's certainly doing its part in terms of, again, enhancing the overall responsiveness of this particular shoe. The heel liner, which admittedly isn't as much of a mystery as the rest of the inside of the shoe, does have a slightly different synthetic material to what you're going to see lining the rest of the upper. That white synthetic material almost has a slightly rubbery sensation to it, whereas the heel liner is a much smoother, more slick type of material in terms of how it's going to feel against a pair of socks or against your foot in general. It's got decent softness to it, there's a very slight plushness to it, and of course it does have the backing of some padded material as well. Again, most people know what this looks like, but it's kind of interesting to see how it transitions and how smooth the transition is between that material and the liner for the rest of the upper. Now, through the middle of the shoe at the top, you're actually going to see the exposed elasticated Flyknit, which you can actually see from the outside where the lacing system is positioned. Now, the reasoning for the exposed Flyknit through the middle, where you can see the synthetic liner ends and it's left just straight up Flyknit, is so the upper can actually stretch. And the reason why it needs to stretch through the middle of the shoe is so you can actually put them on and take them off without fighting the shoe. You need this part to expand somewhat so your foot can get in and out. Now, with that in mind, that also creates a weak point in the shoe, which is why you have the extra internal structure, which is why you have the lacing system, which is why you have the fly wire cables, because when you pull the laces tight, it connects all parts of the shoe. It eliminates the weak point in the middle of the upper, and that's what's creating all of your lockdown and all of your responsiveness that's intended for the maximum performance output out of this particular product. So again, the elasticated part through the middle is not just to feel comfortable, it's actually there for a reason, and so is the lacing system. The last element inside of the Superfly 5 that even I didn't necessarily realize was there is at the base of the sole plate in the forefoot area. You can see the actual black material in the form of kind of a stripy pattern. That's a grip texturing that's there to actually hold the insole in place, preventing it from slipping around, again, in the high stress zone on the shoe. And that, again, is just there to eliminate any kind of insole slippage, prevent it in general. It's something we're seeing a lot from Nike. We have it on the Obra 2, we have it on the Phantom 3, and it is actually in the Superfly 5 as well, in the forefoot area, as you can very clearly see. So that is what's happening inside of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. It's a lot more than I think some of you may have been expecting, but I tried my best to explain as to why everything is there, and hopefully this just gives you a better idea of exactly what's going on inside of this shoe, because up until now, for the most part at least, it's been somewhat of a mystery. Now we have a pretty clear view though. Again, let me know your feedback on this series. Is this something that you would like to see more of? If so, be sure to support the video with a like, and let me know down below in the comment section if you want to see more, which shoe you'd like to see featured in this series next, and I'll get to making that right away. If you have any further questions regarding something I talked about in this video, leave it down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.